Hi guys, welcome back and welcome to a new chat to get ready with me. We have a lot to talk about. So the format of this video will be as how my get ready with me's always are. We'll do questions, we'll chat about a bunch of things. Everything I'll use will be linked below so I don't interrupt the flow of me doing my makeup to explain what I'm using. It's just going to be linked. So yeah, let's get started. I'm just gonna pull up the questions. So these questions were actually asked ages ago. But I was so busy with work and stuff. So I did ask you guys, ask me on a sticker and then we'll do the get ready with me at a later date. The first question is from the Jackie Turner. This is from Instagram. What are the top 5 bags on your wish list? Honestly, I don't really have a wish list. And the reason for that is because with the exception of the Dauphine, I don't want to say what I am after because I like many things, but my experience, my handbag interests change. Another thing is while I like handbags, I can't say I'm obsessed with them. I think that on YouTube I'm probably in the minority in the luxury space. They're great and everything. I probably cover them way more only because they do really well on the algorithm and that's what people want to watch. And when you have a YouTube channel, you have to balance your needs and your interests, which I think my interest is luxury fashion, luxury ready to wear, fine jewelry, watches, leather goods as well. But handbags are not the number one thing for me. I hope that makes sense. I think just the number one handbag for me is probably just the Dauphine at Louis Vuitton in all heights, whether it's the monogram canvas, the reverse monogram canvas, or the leather, probably that. Obviously a bag from Big H, but like I said, it's not like a wish list. They're not things that I have to tick off and buy. When they happen and when God wants me to have them, they will happen. I hope that makes sense. I hope that's not an annoying answer, but it's how I feel. Lumi and Hermes said, what's your favorite makeup brands and products? Right now, honestly, I've been loving this brand called Origins. I think I've mentioned them before. They're probably my favorite one. And I also really like Dior's makeup. I know it's not a popular answer because it's so obvious, wow, so original to say that, you love Dior's makeup. I know it's not an original answer, but I do really like their makeup for sure. So I would say Origins. I love the skin products from Dior, the makeup products as well. They just have great products and I really, really like them. I like Chanel's lip products as well. So I would say that those ones. I really like makeup and beauty, so I'll definitely be covering my interests in makeup more for sure because there's so many types of makeup that I like. Triple A asked me, would you consider having a profile in another Big H boutique besides Paris? This is an interesting question. This is a tough one to answer. After coming back from London, my feeling on it is yes, I would be open to this, and I would definitely be open-minded to it. But as I get older, there's a limit to how much energy I can give shopping at Big H. And by that, what I mean is I feel like shopping at Big H requires so much energy and time. Even for someone like me, who because I run my own company, I kind of set my schedule. The trip before going to London, a bunch of my employees went on holiday. So I had to watch them having a fun, incredible time on holiday before I could go on my London holiday. I would definitely be open-minded to trying in another city or country. But the only way I would consider doing it is if it was convenient to me. I'm just trying to get the right angle. If it was convenient to me and to my lifestyle. I don't know if trying to start over in another city would be worth it to me right now, especially because Paris is just 11 hours away. Once I get the visa, it's a simple question of just jumping on a plane. There's I think there are 2 flights that go every day to Amsterdam, and then once you get to Amsterdam, you can just there are multiple flights per day. For right now, I would say no, but I'm definitely open-minded to it if I don't succeed this summer. And also, if I don't succeed this summer, I have no issue like taking a break from the game and recalibrating. I feel like I will be successful this summer just because I know so much more now about how the process works, and I have an essay now. Even if that essay leaves, I'm definitely still going to go back to the location to explain to them like, hey, I was working with this essay. It looks like she's left or she's not responding to my emails. Can you connect me with someone else? I feel like you need to get ready to be a bit pushy, like playing it cool in Paris. I don't know if that is something which works, like playing things cool basically. So I think for now, no, but I'm definitely open. I don't know if London is that city. I think the London boutiques seem very competitive to me, and I don't know if I feel like even if you choose another city, you have to be willing to go there like multiple times a year in order to kind of stand out there. There are a lot of people on forums and groups who make it seem like, you can go there once a year and you're remembered. I don't know if I believe that. Even for a brand like Moschino or Versace, I feel like you need to go there like once or twice a year, 3 times a year, so that you're seen and remembered. Like, oh, that's our client Kagem, she's from Tanzania or whatever. So yeah, I'm open-minded to it, but it's not something which I'm thinking about right now. Let's see what happens this summer. And also, I'm only doing things that are convenient to me. It's very convenient. It's very convenient for me to shop in Johannesburg. If something isn't convenient or doesn't feel convenient, I'm not going to do it. I don't care how beautiful Big H bags are. You guys, you know how I feel about resale. I'm just not interested. I only want to buy Hermes at the store. If I can't buy Hermes at the store, then that means it's not meant to be, and I have other brands that I can focus on. That said, I feel like my approach is working for me. It's a slow and steady approach, but I think it's working for me. I already have an essay now, and we'll see what happens this summer. Because with essays, like sometimes they're like, yeah, contact me, and then they ghost people. But either way, even if she ghosts me, it doesn't matter. I'm still going back to the Seb location, and I'll find someone else. If it doesn't work there, I'll go to Faubourg. If it doesn't work there, I'll go to George Sank. I can tolerate a lot because I enjoy the hunt, and I think this is the thing. If you enjoy the hunt, I think you can shop at Big H in Europe. But I think if you're someone who prizes like being treated like a certain way, I don't know, I find Big H shopping is not really about customer service. No one can tell me that Big H's customer service is like better than Louis Vuitton or better than like other brands, like to me, because I've never experienced it that way. But I enjoy the hunt. So for now, I'm not looking to like shop in another city. Because it has to be convenient to my lifestyle. At least even with Big H, I can go for a few days at a time, because coming back to Africa isn't easy. I wouldn't be able to shop in America. America's a 17-hour flight from Dar. I don't go to America every year. The last time I was in the US was 2019. The boutiques in the Middle East are close to me. Doha is just a 4-hour flight from Dar. There's a flight that goes every day, but it's really, really competitive. It's a very tough store to compete in. I have a better chance of competing in Paris. So I think I'm just going to try my best to make Paris work this summer. I feel better about my chances this summer after meeting the essay at Sev, because I felt like a lot of my thoughts on how the game works were kind of proven with my experience. Like, you have to, find someone, you either spend a ton in the appointment, or you maybe don't spend a ton and then you ask to come back, another time. So yeah, I hope that kind of answers your question. So in summary, not right now, but I'm always open-minded as long as it suits my lifestyle. That's pretty much like the way I see it. Okay, the next question is from A Daily Dose of Chic. What started your love of luxury? It was just literally being 15, reading magazines, reading Vogue, looking at adverts. I always thought that Prada had the best like print ads in magazines and things like that. So it was literally like being 15. I just love high-end things, all high-end things. I know, again, like I said, I think there's this obsession with handbags. People like to focus on handbags because they're the most popular thing to focus on, but I like all high-end things. Like, I love really nice hotels, really high-end travel, like flying business class, flying first class, like those things matter to me. Staying in a really nice hotel. There are a lot of people who say, they would rather stay you know, in a like a affordable like hotel, that maybe even like more of a hostel, so they can do more luxury shopping. I'm not one of those people. I don't need to stay at the Plaza Athénée. Maybe one day. My husband watches all my videos. Maybe he'll treat me one day to the Plaza Athénée or the Peninsula. I don't need to stay at the Peninsula or the Plaza Athénée as much as I would love to stay at the Peninsula. Maybe one day, but I need to stay in like a very nice business like hotel that has clean features, clean soft bed, nice like, you know, bedside table, so I can open my laptop, you know, and edit my videos. So I've always liked nice things, for sure, ever since I was young. And maybe it's because of my parents' line of work. I was always exposed to like just really nice things because both of my parents were diplomats. So I think that also like played a role. Okay, so in today's Get Ready With Me, we're just going to talk mainly about Hermes and what's going on at Hermes, because obviously I was in London, so I didn't really focus too much on Hermes. I just made the call. I said, I'm just going to save all my energy for Paris. I'm not going to stress myself out with the scene in London. The London scene, to me, seems very like political. It feels like it's a super competitive place to go and shop. The concession at Harrods and concession at Selfridges, to me, they seem very, very, very competitive. So I think if you're someone who maybe you're shopping internationally and you're thinking, let me go shop in London, I think you need to get ready to be loyal. I also feel like it just feels a little bit more political over there. But at the same time, the concessions at Harrods and Selfridges reminded me so much of Paris. They still had that like, I don't know, they still had that super competitive vibe that you get in Paris as well. And even though I didn't go to the standalone store, so maybe on my next trip to the UK, I'll go to the standalone boutiques. To me, they are all very competitive places to shop and be an Hermes client. So I think people sometimes misunderstand London. Like in Facebook groups, people will kind of misunderstand the city and be like, oh, I'm going to London, like how hard is it to get, you know, a bag, because it's an English, obviously it's an Anglophone country, so people think, oh, I'm going to London, it's going to be really easy for me, you know, to get something. It's not going to be easy there, in my opinion. Something else which I wanted to kind of touch on, and this is because, you know, I am going to have a bait video coming. I think it's super important, like when you're watching those videos, just understand that it's someone's experience. You know, it's not meant to be like a blueprint. It's not a blueprint, okay? And it's not meant to be a blueprint. Like, it's not meant to say that that is how you're going to experience shopping at the brand. Because sometimes, like when I film those videos, I get like, you know, comments and messages from you guys, and sometimes you'll be like, well, how come that person has told you their loyalty and I have had to do way more than that person? I don't feel like that is the correct way of like consuming that content, okay? The only way to consume that content is to understand that it's someone else's experience. And it doesn't mean that it's going to be your experience, okay? And I just don't want people to feel bad. Like, I don't want you to feel bad, like, oh, how come I, you know, have been maybe like spending more and I haven't had anything, but you watched a bait video and someone has spent like less than you and they got something. You don't know that person's like profile at the brand. A lot of the times, whenever I get the bait stories, what tends to happen is people are just sharing what they got. They're just sharing like basically what they spent in order to get like one bag. You have to factor that in as well, that there are people who have been shopping for years and years and years. So even if someone is sending their bait, and even if someone's loyalty is like maybe 1.5 to 1 or 2 to 1, they're still shown a lot of loyalty to the boutique. If you think about it, all of our loyalty adds up, particularly over time, particularly if you are a loyal shopper and you don't really take a lot of breaks. Your loyalty adds up over time, and that does count for something, whether people want to admit it or not. So the whole point of the videos is not for you to compare. Please, please, please do not compare, because you don't know people's situation at the store. Some stores are more competitive than others. I remember getting a comment from one of you, and you were saying, you know, I should say the location so the audience can decide if the store's competitive or not. I can't do that because then I would be risking the privacy of the people who are sharing the bait list. But you can definitely trust my judgment. After filming so many of these videos, like, I do have a good sense of what is a competitive location and what is not a competitive location. For example, a lot of the boutiques in the US, for example, that are on the coast, so the coastal boutiques, so like, you know, just speaking out loud here, like the boutiques in New York and the boutiques in Miami, Florida, for example, right? Or the boutiques in LA. Those are incredibly competitive locations across the board. And there are people who have good relationships there. And there are people who, but at the same time, they're still expected to spend money and to show a lot of loyalty. Whereas in the UK is much more political. The situation in the UK, for example, is also another like one that is very interesting, because a lot of the times I don't get UK lists, and it's not because people from the UK don't watch or support. Many people do, but the situation in the UK is quite political. Some people have never succeeded in the UK and have never had their wish lists fulfilled. Other people have them fulfilled multiple times, but generally speaking, a lot of the people that have their wishes fulfilled like multiple times are people who are still popping into the store and buying other things. So anyway, I just don't want you guys to feel bad, okay? I don't want anyone to watch those videos and feel bad, because that is not the premise of those videos. The premise of those videos is to share information, because there's so much gatekeeping around shopping at this brand, as you guys know. I know how much I don't like the gatekeeping around shopping at Hermes. So I just want to make sure that I am sharing, but also it's not a guarantee. There might be some of you who are unicorns. You might be a unicorn at your home store. You picked up, you know, maybe you picked up just like 3 things and you didn't even spend, you know, $400 and you got something. That happens. It's rare, but it happens. Another thing is, like, a lot of the stories in Europe take a long time to fulfill. Some people have been waiting in Europe for years and years and years and have never gotten anything. So that also kind of explains why I don't have a lot of European lists. I don't have a lot of them. But if you have a European list and you're willing to be transparent, let me know. Because I found that the situation in Europe, with the exception of the UK, is people in Europe wait for a long time for things. But then once it's fulfilled, it's fulfilled. So it's not, the whole point of the bait videos, okay, is not to compare. Please don't compare, please don't feel bad, because that is not why the videos exist. The videos do not exist so that you feel bad about yourself and feel like, oh, how come, you know, those like people are getting, you know, BKCs, you know, and I don't have anything. It is not for you to feel bad. And that makes me feel bad that someone is like watching that content and feeling bad, because that is not why I originally started filming the bait videos. For me, it's just all about being transparent and kind of ending gatekeeping around this brand. And even with me, I hear a lot of people's Paris stories where people are not transparent about like loyalty and what they're spending and stuff in Paris. And even sometimes with me, that does annoy me, that people will not be transparent, you know? But then what I realized is, like, I don't really let that affect me. If someone wants to tell the truth about their Parisian experience, that's great, they can tell me. But if you don't want to, like, say, there are a lot of people who go to Paris who never want to say what they spend. Me personally, I don't see the point in sharing a Birkin or Kelly offer if you're not going to tell us like what you bought alongside it. Whether you do it in my Facebook group, whether you tell me so that I can share it with other people. I think it would be so hypocritical of me if I, you know, go to Paris this summer, if I'm successful and I come back here and I say I don't want to tell you what I bought. I feel like that would make me a massive hypocrite. I am many things, but I am not a hypocrite. And I wouldn't feel comfortable like filming all this, you know, big H content where we talk about transparency and not gatekeeping information. Gatekeeping information is just nonsense. You know, I don't get why other clients gatekeep information. Now, if you notice that the gatekeeping of Hermes information is always said with these like cliched euphemisms. People will say things like, oh, you know, you just have to really love the brand and you need to show how much you love the brand. Why don't you say the truth that you're buying bait? We're all buying bait, and the bait is really nice. I was drinking tea out of my Big H Soleil mug yesterday, honey, and it's really, really nice, but it's still bait at the end of the day. And that's the thing that I don't really get. Like, me personally, you ask me, I don't really understand the gatekeeping around this brand. And that's why I started filming the bait videos, was I wanted to kind of end the gatekeeping, or at the very least, I know I can't end the gatekeeping, but at the very least, I just wanted to create like a place where we could all come and keep it Gucci, honey. There are a lot of people who do watch my content who definitely gatekeep Hermes info. If you want to continue to gatekeep, that's fine. I respect you if that's what you want to do. I just don't like gatekeeping, and I don't want to be part of it, and I want to make sure that I'm always like helpful and sharing information that's helpful. You know, it's kind of like how I view the situation of the relationship. I think I was telling some of you guys this on Instagram, but the relationship at Big H, I think, is more of an American thing and a Canadian thing. Because even like a lot of the people who shop in the EU, it's not like a relationship the same way the Glamazons who are in America and Canada discuss. Because I feel like for those of you in the US and Canada, you discuss shopping at Big H in a very different way. I don't want to change the way I shop at Moschino, Versace, Louis Vuitton, and change how I shop at Big H. I want the shopping experience to be the same. Generally speaking, we know it is different shopping at Big H. We all know that, and that is a fact. I don't know, I just don't like this kind of focus on a relationship, because I actually think it confuses a lot of people and it creates a lot of drama. We've seen what can happen when people focus on relationships at Big H. We've seen what can happen and how people can get their feelings hurt. I don't know. I think for me, I'd rather just see it as something that is transactional, and it's a transactional thing. And I think it's better that way, if you ask me. So I don't know what you guys think of it, but I think it's better that way. I think also, a lot of the times, I think some of this stuff is actually rooted in misogyny. Hear me out. I know it's far-fetched, but I'm going to make it make sense. You never see like male, like particularly on YouTube, you'll never see like a male, like influencer or vlogger say that they have a relationship at Audemars. They'll say what like entry-level watches they purchased, and they'll say like how much the AD expects them to like spend and stuff, but you'll never see that. But for some reason with women, it's always a relationship, or I have a really good relationship. I wonder, are we uncomfortable with the idea that this is a relationship based on money, and maybe many women who shop at the brand don't want to talk about the money that they're spending at the house? I don't know. But for me, it's not a relationship. I think it's something that's very transactional. I see my spending at Moschino as something that is fun and transactional, but it's something which at the end of the day is very transactional, okay? It's not something to me which is based on a relationship. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but to me it's not. So I don't know how you guys view this one. So that's kind of how I view that. I know it's not popular, because I know there are going to be those of you in the comments, you're going to be like, it's a relationship, you don't understand, it's cultural. I don't know, man. A lot of the relationships I have, like my friendships, they're not based on money. The only business transactions I have are with people who I do business with, and that is 100% based on money. So I don't, you know, when people say it's like a relationship, I think that is like a marketing trick that Big H has done on us to get people who shop at Big H to accept spending significant sums. Because to me, it's not a relationship, if you ask me. To me, it's about the loyalty that you show the brand. And the people who are the most loyal are definitely the people who I think are the ones who are succeeding at the boutique. And then maybe some people will dress it up as, well, they'll dress that reality as, oh, I have a really good relationship, you know, at the store, but you're just spending the most. Anyway, I'd love to know what you guys think about this one. Make sure you tell me. I know I'm gonna not some of you will not like what I said, but it's how I feel, you guys. To me, it's a transactional thing. You know, I think I've said it before, but the essay is not your friend. You know, I know many people think that the essay is their friend, but to me, the essay, how can you have, in my opinion, a real friendship that is based purely on how often you buy things? Like when people say that, oh, their essays have become their friends, I just think, I don't know, man. maybe I shouldn't say what I think to avoid getting cancelled, but it's just kind of my opinion. I just don't think that they're your friends. I think that they are maybe acquaintances or like a business associate because you do business with them. I also think, like, particularly in Paris, you have to be really careful. There's some essays who know how to separate you from your money, and they will tell you anything you want to hear at any brand, whether it's Big H, whether it's Louis Vuitton. They'll tell you anything you want to hear. Like, oh, wow, you look so amazing there. Yeah, you should buy that. You look so amazing in that. But at the end of the day, they're just trying to make money and hit targets. I don't know if you can say that those things are like, I don't know if you can say that that's like a relationship or a friendship. It's just kind of how I view the whole thing. I know some of you won't agree. I just think some of this is a very cynical marketing ploy to get people to spend more money, to convince them it's a relationship and it's a friendship. I agree that in like a very competitive city, there are difficult customers. Some of you have told me, like, you know, I'm not a difficult customer. My essay knows what I'm about, and I keep things, you know, nice and easy for them, and that's why my essay comes through for me. I agree with you that that is definitely a thing, that there are some of you who are, you know, like you're chilled out, you're relaxed, you're not stressful, you don't stress out your essay, so you're able to get these like really great offers. But I think generally speaking, I think that a lot of this is just marketing that Big H is pushing to get people to spend more. Because if you tell someone it's a relationship, people are more inclined to spend versus it being this like transactional thing. I'm under no illusions. I had a good experience at Louis Vuitton in Johannesburg, but I'm under no illusions that the next time I go there, I can't just buy a perfume or one item. I have to buy other things. I'm very aware of that. So anyway, I would love to know what you guys think about it. I'm gonna fix this makeup off camera. I'm gonna like redo my eyeshadow off camera, but so I have to be somewhere. This is actually real get ready with me makeup. Actually, let me try and fix some of it now, but I'd love to know what you guys think about the Hermes scene. Anyway, I am excited. Okay guys, so we're almost done. I hope that you have enjoyed this get ready with me. I'm just trying something different, just casual eyeshadow. I just kind of did some just small changes off camera. It's not meant to look perfect, so please don't like critique my makeup skills. I am not a makeup artist. This is not what I do. But yeah, just I wanted to do something a little bit casual. So yeah, that is pretty much it, and that's basically my view on the Paris scene and the sort of Big H scene, because I haven't really talked about Big H. And that's also another thing, like, as much as I really enjoy Big H, like, you know, I was chatting to some of you about this as well. We've discussed this before, like, some glamazons have asked me, like, oh, should I only shop at Big H? Should I sell my entire handbag collection to shop at Big H? No, you shouldn't. And I think that would be, I think you lose so much character if you just shop at one brand. Like, if you ask me, I know that many people like this idea of having like collections, right? So they have like a handbag collection, whatever. I think you should shop from a wide range of brands, because I feel like you lose out on just curating a very cool like archive for yourself, not just handbags, you know, like we need to kind of look who we're talking about, Big H. I think we need to kind of get away from this like obsession of people just wanting to collect bags but not have a wide range of interests. I mean, I have some of those like fine jewelry unboxings that I've done, which are on my playlist. You can go watch them. Many people unfortunately don't watch them because I've unboxed like things that I've picked up from Maria Black, and I think she's such a talented jeweler. Maybe because it's not Cartier or Bulgari or Hermes, you know, fine jewelry bait. Maybe that's why people don't watch it, but I don't think that you should only shop at Big H. You know, I don't agree with that. I think you should shop at a wide range of brands. I also think it makes you look like more interesting, if that makes sense. Like someone who shops at a wide range of brands, it shows that you kind of like, you have an interesting life and you have the ability to spend elsewhere. I think it's really obvious if you're only spending like your entire like luxury shopping budget at Big H. And I actually think in a very competitive store, if you're not careful, you could get taken advantage of. Like by an essay, they could just make you spend and not decide to offer a bag or anything. So I hope that this video has been interesting. Just trying to make everything look nice and pristine. But yeah, so I'm very excited about my European trips. You'll see me in Europe this summer, also going to Joburg soon. So I'm going to Johannesburg first, but I wanted to talk about Hermes because we hadn't had time to talk about Hermes yet. So yeah, I'm very excited and I can't wait to show you guys all of my content that'll be coming from Joburg. Let me know, are you going to watch the Joburg tea vlog? If I film a tea vlog for Johannesburg, will you watch it? You'll let me know, okay? So anyway, I really hope you guys have liked this video. Tell me what you think of this Get Ready With Me. I'm about to head out. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you very soon in my next video.